Tadaima! I'm back! I'm back in Tokyo again. I think this is trip number 13 for me now. I love this country, I love all the things I can do here, all the hobbies I get to do, snowboarding, golf, pro wrestling, and of course, video game hunting, retro game hunting, and that's what I'm here for today. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a little bit of my plan for game hunting in Japan, in Tokyo, and how you can get the best out of your hunt when you come here, hopefully for the first time, or even if you've been here a lot of times, this might help you hopefully a little bit. So what you're going to see in this video is I'm going to take you to some places around Akihabara right now. This is the mecca of games in Tokyo, as well as Nakano Broadway, which we'll also get to. And then also in the video, I'm going to take you way out of Tokyo, and I'm going to hit one of the biggest hard-offs in Tokyo, just outside of Tokyo. Also, I'm going to give you some tips for hopefully how you can get the best out of your retro game hunting. And then hopefully, you're going to see me buy a whole lot of games. So, yeah. Welcome to Tokyo. Welcome to Akihabara. Let's do it. Okay guys, so before we start game hunting, some tips for people who haven't been here before, maybe tips for people who have been here, but this might help you out with your game hunting. Tip number one is make sure you have a plan for what you want to get. So I know that on my first couple of trips here, you get overwhelmed by the amount of games that there is, and you sort of get lost in looking at everything, and it can be too much. So have a plan for what you want to get, and go in with a plan and go straight to those sections. So for example, this trip I'm really looking to fill in some gaps on my PC Engine collection. I'm looking for the Sega Ages collection on the PS2. I'm just narrowing it down so that I don't get too much. And then if I see anything awesome on top of that, sure, I can snap it up. But that's tip number one. Tip number two is probably to avoid the bigger chains. So you've got chains like Super Potato and some others around Aki. They can be really expensive. Sure, they'll have the games, but the price is not always right. So try to stick to places like Book Off, Hard-Off. I'm going to show you a couple of really cool stores in Aki that you can use. Family being one of those. It's much cheaper than the bigger chains. So that'll help you out a lot as well. And then we're in Aki today. I'd say tip number three is try to get out of Aki. I'll show you in this video some of the places that are out of town. And if you've got the time, go further out of Tokyo and the prices will come down and the rareness will go up. So yeah, 3 tips and hope that helps. Cool. Guys, a couple of cool spots here on the corner of the major intersection as you go north from the station. For the Neo Geo fans out there, you've got Mac Japan up the top, which is an arcade specialised store. Tons of MBS cartridges. Across the other side here you've got G-Front, another MBS cartridge store. And if you go a little bit down the road from G-Front, you've got my favourite store in Aki, which is Family. Always pick up rad bargains there. It's probably the cheapest and the best stocked store in Aki. So if you're here, come check it out. Okay, so when you come into a Book Off, obviously they've got this stuff on the shelves, but you'll always see like areas off to the side which is technically their junk section. But it's Japan, and most of the time you're going to get stuff here really cheap, stuff they've got lots of, and even though it's technically junk, it's most of the time, 90% of the time it's always working, so it's always a good spot to come check out the junk section as well. I just bought that box for $200 in Australia. $80 cartridge. So glad I got that game.
Alright, so in one of my favourite stores in Aki, I've got some choices to make. Remember, I've got a budget to stick to, and some things that were on my list that I've got to try to get, but these are very tempting, and I've got to decide whether I can keep them in my budget or not. Nosferatu is a really good game for the Super Nintendo. In Japanese, I don't know if I want, but that's quite a good price for that one, so I'm going to consider buying that. Don't know what to do.
Hey guys, so in the middle of your game hunting, do yourself a favour, take a break from buying games and play some games at the famous Taito Hey. It's one of the best arcades in Tokyo, maybe second only to Nakano, so make sure you take some time to play. Cool. So, stop number 1 is done. Aki's done, we've done with it, we've been there all day, we've shopped till we dropped, and now we're finished. We're at stop number 2 in my game hunting trip here in Tokyo, and that is Nakano Broadway. Nakano is pretty well known now. It's the otaku or nerd paradise. It's got tons of stores in there. Anything you have a hobby or love for, you can probably find in there. Toys, games, weird hobby things like train stores, all kinds of things in there. So there's not much I can give you a tip for except to say that Nakano has a weird opening hour. It's not like the rest of Japan where like most things open about 10:30 and stay open late. Nakano has a weird hours, and some of the shops have different hours to the actual arcade. So most stores are open about 12 to maybe about 7:30, 8. So take that into account when you come here. Come here in the afternoon after you've been somewhere else for the day. It's 150. What? The one you just looked at? In Aki? That's 250. Oh yeah, boy. I think the box is in better condition. Hey guys, day 2 of the game hunt here in Tokyo, and looking for some retro games. We've done Aki, we've done Nakano, we've done all the book-offs around Tokyo. A lot of you know about the book-offs and hard-offs around Tokyo. Here's another option for looking for games. This is the Tokyo City Flea Markets. This is at the Ohei Racecourse. It's really easy to get to, and it's on every Saturday, Sunday. Some other markets around Tokyo and Japan, they have really weird schedules where they're on maybe once a month, every second Saturday, that kind of thing. This is always on every weekend. And yeah, this is my first time here, so I'm really excited to see if we can find any retro games in here. Hopefully, there'll be a few to snap up for cheap, so let's do it. So I thought that was 300. I thought that was 3,000 yen. I thought it was going to be $30. $3. $3. How can you turn up $3? You got to pay for it. You got to take it. Bargain. Okay. All right, so that was pretty cool, guys. Yeah, picked up some good stuff. There was a ton of Super Famicom carts and a lot of Game Boy carts in there as well. So I didn't buy a lot because I had a lot of those games, but I picked up that for $3. That's an absolute steal. I got some G1 Transformers, which will go into my collection, and I picked up a couple of Game Boy games I didn't have. So really cool, really good stuff. There was a lot. You have to rummage, obviously, but there was some good stuff in there. So if you don't have a lot of that stuff, or you had time, yeah, definitely come check it out. It's good value. Okay, third stop. This is it. I said I was going to try to get out of Tokyo and do some game hunting outside of the heart of Tokyo City. And I'm going to visit one of what I've heard is the biggest hard-off in Tokyo. So I'm about 35 minutes outside of Tokyo. I'm at Oizumi Gakuen. Wasn't hard to get to, but you know, bit of effort. And this is it. Woo-wee! I can't wait, man. It's going to be so exciting. I hope that's going to be good. The expectation is through the roof. So God knows what I'm going to find there, but I can't wait to get inside. So let's go do it now. Nice. There you go. We recently reviewed that one. Awesome game, and for $5 in the junk pile, yes please. Too bad I've already got it, but you guys should grab it. Okay, so remember we're saying it's always important to check the junk section. Hello. That's backwards, I know, but that's $27 for me. Awesome. And then I picked up this cool case. I'm gonna snap that up for the retro games. He's pretty keen for that one, and I can put all my games in it and take it home on carry-on, so sweet. Good times. Holy moly, that was huge. Yeah, really cool store, really rad, got a lot of stuff. It probably doesn't have as much dedicated gaming area because it's got so much other stuff, but it was still worth a look. I picked up Turtles in Time for like $20 or $27. That's a steal compared to Tokyo, so it was definitely worth the trip. And yeah, just don't be afraid to go out of Tokyo. Just get on Google Maps, find a hard-off, get out of town. Sometimes you swing and hit it over the fence, and sometimes you don't. So, but you definitely got to check. It's definitely worth the trip and the experience. So yeah. Anyway, that was it. That was Book Off out here. Hope you enjoyed it. Cheers. All right, I'm back. Back in the games room, back from Tokyo, back from buying a ton of games. I just thought I'd finish off by showing you some of the cool stuff I got. I couldn't put everything in the video, it would have taken way too long, but just thought I'd show you some of my highlights for the trip that I picked up. I had a little budget to work with, so I think I took about $500 and that was my budget, and tried to stick to that. So here's some of the good things I got. I ended up picking up Super Adventure Island for the SNES. Rad to get that boxed. This one was a really cool pickup. I got Shibibi Man Zero, which is initially was released on the Super Famicom Online system. So rad, can't wait to play that. I'm a big fan of Shibibi Man on the PC Engine. This one, the Japanese name, it's actually Spanky's Adventure, but the Japanese name is Jiro Kun no Daiboken. Got that for super cheap at Family, so I'm really stoked with that. Some of my PC Engine stuff, so I'm trying to fill in a lot of gaps in my PC Engine stuff. I got Shibibi Man 2, rad. Mr. Heli, amazing platformer slash shmup on the system. This one's a tidy little motorbike racing game. I guess think Hang On. It's called Racing Spirits, so you can pick that up on the cheap. Son 2, which I played with Retro Games as part of our Den videos. We're going to put that up really soon. This was an amazing platformer, and as soon as I played it, I had to get that on my list, so stoked to pick that up. I got another platformer for the PC Engine. This one's called Tiger. Really looking forward to putting some time into that one. Some ones that I had already known about, but wanted to pick up again were Gamola Speed, a classic for the PC Engine, and the original Son. So I got both Son and Son 2, so I'm pretty stoked with that. Onto the PS2 stuff. I was really big on picking up some of my Sega Ages, so I got at least 5 or so of the Sega Ages ones to add to my collection. Fist of the North Star I didn't have the card for, so I had to get that one. Afterburner was a really good pickup. You don't see that around as much, and it's starting to go up in price, so I was pretty stoked to pick that up. It was like the first day I picked that one up. So a couple of PS2 games there. And this one is a Japan-only release. This one I'm keen to put some time into. I don't know a lot about it yet, but it's called I Am Small. And basically you play as a little alien who's visited Earth, and you kind of play around in the house. So I imagine it's kind of like, it's got the vibe of like a chibi robo. So I'm really keen to put some time into that. And then some stuff on the PS1. So, and this is where one of my best pickups came for the trip. I got Goo Goo Soundy, which is a rhythm action game, because I'm really keen to put some time into that one. The Tomarunner game, which this is the limited edition version, which came with the Japanese band Liark, I think their name was. Oops, Liark. So yeah, I'm keen to play that. It's supposed to be a good game. And this was the pickup of all pickups. I've been looking for this one for years on my trips to Japan and never found it. I haven't told Retro Games about it yet. He's going to stoke when he sees this, but this is one of the Simple series games that you could tell by the Simple series. I had the 1500 on the spine, and it's very easy to find the actual Simple series, but you never find this one. This is Gekesha Boy on the PlayStation 1, volume 94. Lost my marbles when I saw this, and yeah, I couldn't believe I saw it. I found it in Nakano, and yeah, can't wait to get stuck in this one. The cool thing about this one, it plays like the other PS2 version, but it has a bonus stage that is not in the PS2 version. So yeah, can't wait to get in that one. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed seeing some of the pickups, and yeah, we'll see you soon for another video on another retro game we're going to play. But yeah, cheers. Thanks for watching the video, and see you soon.